Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is another Friday, and hopefully you're feeling at home in your seat well, because I am here at Casa. My name is Joxabox, and I'm so excited to have my commentary debut here with No Grief. How are we doing tonight?
Yeah, Noggin a Box is it's pretty good. I like our team name, right? Noggin a Box is pretty good.
You know, I've tried to do that with other people, and they always like, no, I don't like combination names, but I think we're going to make a great combination, just like the combination of you guys tuning into Casa. It's a wonderful Friday night. Hopefully you have the chili going or whatever Friday traditions you have. But hopefully the new tradition you have for 2020 is having Casa as a part of your weekly Friday things to do, because I am, and I love it here. And we're going to get some good matches here so far. So right away, we're jumping off here. Hardman versus Lizard Man.
Yeah, Hardman, aka Andala. You got to get hard, people. For Hardman, like he has to be ice solid, rock solid in order to really show his best play. So we'll see, if he's going to be completely solid today or if he's going to be a little bit flaccid.
And it's interesting because just to let you guys know, no, this is not Mega Man bosses facing each other, but this is a match. I see mostly Lizard. Whenever I see Lizard Man, I always see him on the Reddit tournaments on Monday. I always see his name in the bracket. Same with Hardman on Dala. So do you know if these guys have played on stream at all? Or if any background information?
I don't have any recollection of it. I know that they've also played in, I think, maybe one Midwest tournament together as well, but I can't recall them being on stream together or playing together. But they seem rather kind of familiar with this matchup. Lizardman doing what Lizardman does best, kind of going in and doing the kind of random pokes here with the mixers and the jumps, kind of mixing up his approaches. But Indala just doing a good job, Hardman just doing a good job of kind of the backing up, letting him overspace himself and taking the damage that he can get.
Yeah, and I like, Lizardman's approach, going in, going out, taking his chances. And of course, it's always easier when it's working, but taking your chances like that, spinning mixer, getting in. Who cares if you get hit, but he's going to care here. This is going to be good setup.
Yeah, and a big crush here, looking good here in the corner, and the back throw is going to be able to close out that situation. Round one for Liz.
Oh, did you see that meter gain? A full screen from Hardman? That takes some guts right there, especially against Rashid.
Yeah. Oh, I might be ahead of everybody.
Oh, you might be. I am at 45 seconds, 44.
Ooh. Yeah, you got it, Josh. Run with it.
Okay, gotcha. Oh man, that is the times. I am a boomer here. Color televisions, what are those? I'm still trying to deal with these costumes here. And so is Hardman on Lizard Man. Jeez, all these man-on-man actions.
It's all about the men. We got to get hard for the men.
And there's nothing wrong with getting a little bit lizardy, scaly. I guess that's how they have him in Wisconsin here. Oh, jeez, preemptive spinning mixer from full screen. I love it.
Yeah, Lizardman's no slouch when it comes to just kind of taking an option and seeing how his opponent's going to react. And if he's going, like, if his opponent's going to have that consistent reaction, or if they're going to kind of flinch and get hit, then he can start using that to really start, edging his way into their mindset of like, oh, is this going to happen in this range, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and pretty back and forth action here if I am right with the times. Oh geez, what, the 2 double whiffs in a row? Jeez, Whiff City. Oh, did you see that counter? Okay, so Hardman, you could definitely say he is erect. He is with the times and ready to go.
Yeah, looking pretty solid here as he's fighting up against Lizardman, checking in all the right situations, finding his time to kind of escape the pressure that Lizardman is trying to set up.
Okay, setups. Here we go. So here we go, Colleen in the corner. Definitely a very scary character to put you in the corner. Doesn't do the greatest damage. Oh, but it's such a good, lucky interruption. And Hardman.
Colleen wins.
It's the first game.
Yeah, definitely looking pretty good here. Stiff competition's pretty it's pretty good. But going into game number 2 here, let's see how Lizardman's going to kind of counter adapt here. Hopefully I can actually be a little bit more on schedule here, but looks like Hardman getting a good start here, definitely showing how solid he is as a player versus Lizardman. All right, but Lizardman opening him up just a little bit, pushing to the other corner. Yeah, I heard.
Just like that. Oh man, so here's where it's the total guess of Rashid putting you on stun for this character to get you on stun, and it's gonna take one throw to end this. Jeez, trying to bait that throw is hard.
And he couldn't get the punish. Oh my goodness. Even after the V-trigger activation, Lizardman had time to block after the Eagle Spike, that's the name of that move, and find the kill. Invaded the anti-air at the beginning of this round. Lizardman's definitely, like I said, just slowly working his way into Hardman's brain on what options he's going to try to go for, what ranges.
So it kind of looks like these guys play each other a bit, or Hardman is just very good at adaptamentations, as they say. Trying to, early on he got the Eagle Spike countered, and then Air Eagle Spike, and then he did it with Air Eagle Spike to bait out the counter perfectly.
Okay, but now life was actually pretty close together. Hardman trying to get out of this corner. Didn't work out for him. Now he's eating another big jump in from Lizardman. One more guess for the game. He tried to tech the throw, but the Lizardman classic running Eagle Spike, right, to bait the throw.
And what what a huge risk that was against a character with full life. Not the best, doesn't do the most damage, but still in that situation, what a risk. But at the same time, I keep forgetting, can Rashid cancel that into critical art?
His Eagle Spike into critical art, he has to be in V-Trigger 2 or enhanced. Like, he has to pass through the tornado in V-Trigger 1.
Okay, so in that case, that was a huge risk, but working out for Lizardman. Man, the balls is the hardest of reads there against the Hardman here. Taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, and it definitely looks like Hardman's showing some soft spots here. Not quite being able to deal the damage that he needs to Lizardman here, but here's a good start. Has the activation going. What's going to be the mix afterwards? Tried to bait like a throw or a delayed EX reversal. Didn't come out there from Lizardman, and now eating a grip of damage here. Got shimmied again. Oh no.
Yeah, multiple times. And there's some characters that their shimmy game's so strong that you kind of, you get tempted to doing that. And especially against a character that has a jumping shimmy like Rashid, very, very strong stuff.
No, yeah, and you can just see, Hardman just getting very frustrated at how Lizardman plays, right? Just pushing all of his buttons constantly. There's the stun, the perfect spacing for the max damage jumping combo. All right. Didn't have enough, but looking for the mix again. Bro, like even when he's trying to throw bait, just entirely dodging that crouch light kick out of Colleen. Not blessed with like Rashid's crouch light kick, which goes the length of a medium button. So it allowed Lizardman to just poke right over that button, get that he needed to confirm, and it's looking super solid right there.
Super solid is right. First game was taken by Hardman there, Andala. Looking good, and then just Lizardman just started to play his own game. Very strong stuff. I think this is the first time I've seen him, the first or second time I've seen him at the Casa tournament, so I'm glad to have him here. And especially some Rashid action. As much as this character has been complained about, and he's been super good for the past 4 seasons. It's good to see some Rashid action because, despite how good he is, you rarely see him in the United States, but good representation from Wisconsin there by Lizardman. So excited to have him here tonight.
Yeah, there's a couple of good Rashid players in the United States. Like you have JB, which is out on the West Coast here, always putting in that work, although has been trying to pull out that poison every once in a while. Excuse me. I want to say like there's another like East Coast Rashid that's just skipping on my mind right now, but definitely also solid. Yeah, there he is. Dual Kevin, aka the G player. DK dropped him from now. Still playing G. Yeah.
Yeah, still playing G. That's one of Knuckle Dew's roommates, so hopefully I get to see more of him. Haven't seen him in a while. Normally when I play ranked, I kind of run into him. And
But
speaking of rank, there's gonna be a good one. Kaki Shadinko versus Dells on Fire. Man,
oh my goodness. Canadian team kill trying to knock him out the tournament early. Let's go.
And you know, it's so funny because every time I think Dells on Fire, it's like one of the most common names I've seen at the Reddit Fighters tournament. How many times have you commentated his matches?
Sadly, not as many as I would have liked to. I love seeing Ryu, and especially his Ryu. Fun fact, I was a Ryu main previously, and I learned a lot from Dells on Fire. As much as he told me never to learn from him, he has, underneath all of his random DPs and shenanigans, there is a solid Ryu that's underneath all of that mess of samurai armor that he loves to wear. So he's definitely a solid Ryu. Definitely has what it takes. And if you were talking about ranked matches, that man has played a ton, and I mean a ton of ranked matches. I'm talking like 50K or so. Meanwhile, I've been playing the game pretty decent for a couple of years now. I'm only at like 6K. So the man's been grinding a lot.
Definitely the sensei here. Lots of games, and lots of experience. This man has played on stream many times in online tournaments. He's not afraid. I've seen him at like so many other tournaments too. So when there's action, he's always there. But this is gonna be a good one. You know, not really the highest end of the many tier list, but Falk versus Ryu. This is gonna be interesting. I really like seeing Falk do work.
Yeah, and Delta is going to be super good at kind of poking through some of these untrue strings from Kaki, right? Just being able to parry them and stuff like that.
No, that sounds like something where he says, "Okay, don't mash parries like I did there," but it worked out perfectly. Ryu pressure in the corner.
Yeah, and Dells is really going to be, looking to have the anti-airs on deck for the jumps when he can, as long as it's not like a jump shot. But definitely going to be able to anti-air like the jump dive kicks and stuff like that.
Oh, geez, the range from the pogo stick there by Falk. Great reaction by Delta. He is ready. He knows all these Falk shenanigans. And some Season 5 buffs right there, man. Ryu, I don't think this character is bad. But
yeah, like he's not a bad character, but he doesn't. It just becomes a case of why play this character? This character does the same thing. When you look at somebody like Akuma, it's literally like, if you want somebody to just kind of have over dominating neutral and be able to anti-air and fireball people, and have really good normals in his motion character, it's definitely just like play Akuma. But then you have players like Dells who are writing it out, really showing what true mastery of the character comes down to, and knowing very particular situations, being able to take the risk in those situations as well with, parries and, those hard reads that start making your opponent think like, oh, is this the best decision for me to make in this matchup? Like, I've been playing this entire matchup wrong. And that's really what they kind of want. You want your opponent to think when you're a character specialist.
And speaking of good decisions there, man, that wake up light DP beating out whatever Falk wanted to do, man, that's the stuff that a dangerous sensei would say there.
Yeah, definitely. He's willing to take the risk. If he thinks you're going to throw or mess up your meeting timing, it's definitely just like throw out a light DP, right? Light DP throw invincible just beats it clean. Do whatever you want. And he just did DP into EXTP. All right.
And that kind of reminds me of Dad saying, "Kids, don't try this at home. Kids, don't do what Daddy is about to do." But in this case, Daddy is, I guess, I don't mean to call him Daddy, but Father here is doing a good job showing us how to win Ryu. A little bit of crazy with a little bit of I just make everything in one.
You're talking about a little bit of crazy, but man did like half a target combo, then just did a DP, and he caught Kaki doing something. Like, he's definitely willing to take these risks. Missed the crosscut DP, and that is unfortunately going to cost him the rest of the round. But he was there trying to take every risk in the book. He was swinging for the fences.
Oh, geez, anti-air roundhouse. Geez, what year is this? This is 2020, guys. Oh, geez, and there we go. Good conversion by Kaki Shidunko. This character Falk, another very underrepresented character, but in the, if you let her, like, she can definitely do good amount of damage. So she definitely does big girl damage.
Yeah, but she really has to work in order to get it. Like, it takes a long time. It's a lot of this kind of poke game with like staying medium kicks, and then like doing fireball releases, making your opponent like really hesitant in this neutral game. But Dells has been willing to kind of wait all of that out. Yo, is she gonna land on this fireball? No, she didn't. Oh no.
And what a parry there to parry the stomp, because for a lot of characters, like once Falk lands the first stomp and you get the left, right, whatever, you're not used to it. Some characters have difficulty. Oh jeez. Like the idea by Delta, to use the anti-air, the critical art, so godlike, but too godlike for his own goods there. Hockey floating.
I'm still that far ahead of you. That's crazy. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I can jump to live after this.
But yeah, it's definitely one of those things where Delta's willing to take those big risks and do a lot of that. Hard reads, especially with parries on the head stomp. Sometimes you're not sure what side they're gonna hit on, and so you just got to get rid of the entire situation. But ran into a couple of bad decisions there. Is getting poked down pretty low, and
so I'm gonna watch the stream now. So I think we're gonna be in sync now.
Yeah, we should be closer in sync here. We should be on the third game. Kaki took that one, and is trying to hit home with some big damage here as Dells and them are swinging back and forth in neutral.
Oh geez, swinging back and forth, double sweeps, and then standing sweep per se.
Yeah, Dells trying to make a couple of hard reads on some of these situations. Not quite working out entirely for him. Kaki gets another good jump here and now has corner control. What's the situation gonna be? Another head stomp, and I love the dash under from Dells, showing a bunch of different options for there. Stayed in front, but baited the throw. DP after, not enough, needed one more touch. There it is.
Yeah, Shrikey Schnikey, good decision on other times. This time, no. But man, when your character has a jumping shimmy, like a neutral jump shimmy, that's such a powerful thing to have.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard read for you. He doesn't have like a jump button that hits as far down as Kin, so it's a little bit difficult. But Dells is definitely putting it to good use, really having those hard reads. Was able to bring that round back, and now looking pretty solid in this what could be final round here with a solid like 50% life lead here.
Jeez, look at these little buns. Just the little jabs, just catching the stick. That double dash. Okay, Season 1 Ryu in full tactics here.
Yeah, I mean, once you make your opponent sit down, there's a lot of space that you can kind of claim and take on the stage when they're not expecting you to move forward. And now Dells just one more touch away from closing it out. Just sitting here looking for her light DP, and he just does it. The classic, yo, that is the ST, right? Like, you just do a light DP, and then you do another one right after because they're going to miss their punish on the first one with how quick the recovery is.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just like, and it's exactly like ST where, the recovery is so small of a window that such old man reaction. Sometimes it's hard to deal with. Great stuff there. Definitely that was a kids don't try this at home thing, but great work by Dells and Fire. Beating, that's a tough opponent too. Taki Shadinko, very strong Falk player. I think the last time I actually competed in Casa, he actually took me out there in a very tough matchup for the character. So very good stuff here. And speaking of very good stuff, you can help contribute to the Matcherino there with just all you have to do is hit !Matcherino, and it'll give you the coupon code there to use. Free donations, I like that. Speaking of free, it's always free to watch some good action on Team Spooky, whether it's Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday. Street Fighter, Dragon Ball Z, Grand Blue. Okay, so NLBC, it's a good time, and it's even if it's just always such good suspense. The brackets are always different, and speaking of good brackets, Ronin Rumble, Jeff the hero, the master of Jeff Stop puts out a good product in Ronin Rumble, and it's so awesome to see that come from. You're not saying came from nothing, kind of did. He started at ground zero, and to land where it is today, such a special thing to see. But that's the nice part about fighting game community, online community, is that 2020 hasn't been the best for many of us, but we're trying to make the best of it, and lots of good things. Despite bad things happening in the world, there are some diamonds in the rough there, and Ronin Rumble has been one of them.
Yeah, and another diamond in the rough is definitely Casa here. So you can definitely reach out and support Casa by going to Teespring, repping some of that awesome merch, whether it's t-shirts, sweaters, sweatshirts, hats, mugs, coasters. I believe there's pretty much anything. There's also socks or some other stuff. And then we also have Patreon in case you want to come and, sponsor us on a monthly basis, help us provide for the pots, help us, be able to start paying for some of the help that comes through and, you know, streams or runs the tournaments or anything like that. And then, I mean, talking about running such an awesome tournament, you can always hit up, you know, RSF later tonight if you're West Coast, and actually join RSF West Coast, or on Mondays you can hit up the East Coast with Mr. Joe Monday, Commissioner Joe Monday.
Always I like that you said Mr., because that puts respect on the man. You know what I really like, and I said this last time on commentary. He had that mishap, and the stream was all like in like 16-bit squares. Sure, it sucked, but man, he turned it around into positives and made some really funny tweets about it. It takes a good. You know, it's not easy to do that. You know, something going on and to turn that into a positive. That's Joe for you.
Yeah, he definitely, listen, that night was rough for him, and the fact that he was able to bounce back, spin it to kind of have like a humorous kind of feel to it is very important, and not something that you see from a lot of people. A lot of people are like, man, that sucked. What do you like? I just have to do better next time, or make sure that all of my ducks are in a row. It's just like, well, you still have all of this maybe not nice footage, but you still have footage. You can still kind of market it and be like, yeah, even despite all of this, we still had all of these entrants that came in. We still had all of these people that came to play, and we have all these really funny clips to show of like my computer breaking.
Hashtag G4 needs talent. That's the one that killed me.
A lot of them are good. There was a sick Mika combo that happened where, like, if you decipher the pixels, it actually looks really cool. It's a really nice combo that happened that I've only seen one other time, but like it's just weird that like maybe a handful of people actually took the time to rewatch it 4 or 5 times to actually understand what happened.
I feel like this next match.
Mr. Two-Step. Yo, is he about to step on some people? Let's go. Yo, let's see if he's able to step over some of Long Island's finest.
Yeah, Moon's definitely, you know, very, very strong player, repping the Cody and sometimes Bison. Tommy Two-Step is no joke. That man is actually really godlike at Third Strike. He actually made top 8 at CO a few years ago. I actually was fortunate enough to be able to commentate it, but yeah, he's definitely man of the mirrors. You know, Urian. I forgot who he plays in that game, but yeah, definitely one of the very strong Urians in the United States. And we're lucky and unfortunate at the same time to have so many strong Urians in the country to practice against.
Yo, it's a little rough. I'm tired of fighting Urian. Thankfully, I play Guile, and it's not a bad matchup. But like, I have to defeat so many of them, and half of them are running V-Trigger 2. I'm like, can we just decide that V-Trigger 1 is better, so I can stop dealing with it? I can stop throwing you out of it every time, or EX flash kicking you because you think you're cool.
Dude, East Coast is rough. There are so many godlike Urians. There's Rushdown. There's Andrake. There's Burkish. Save
if he decides to play. Prophet when he was playing Urian, like Crouch Fierce, which is Midwest, but still like it's pretty rough. And then you have other people that are switching to them as well. That makes it even more difficult. But what's going to be super difficult is Moon's coming in here playing Cody, I believe, even though it's on Marvisto's account.
He plays Cody, a little bit of Bison, so I'm not sure how the matchup goes. I remember it was about a year and a half ago, it was an offline tournament, and it was a tournament that Rushdown actually showed up to and ended up winning. He had to face the strongest Cody player at the time, and that was Orlando. His name's Orlando. He's not from Orlando. Confusing, I know. And I said, dude, aren't you worried about Orlando? He's super good, you know, old style player, plays Cody. And Rushdown just said, Cody is easy to beat. His buns are all destroyed by Urian's own buns. I'm like, oh, okay. And he ended up winning the exact game plan that he told me. And so maybe we're going to see a little bit of that, but who knows? This is a different Urian, different Cody.
I want to also point out that Rushdown played and still plays Hoji a ton when it comes to this game. So much where like they say, hey, let's play some serious matches, and then they'll play Akuma versus Guile. It's just like, yeah, real serious. So, you know, he definitely feels comfortable in that match and has a lot of knowledge on it. But we are going to see the Cody out of Moons here going up against Nice Vanilla Chocolate. Oh, I'm still ahead. We're just waiting on the screen still.
Me too.
Yo, PS4 load times. Let's go. The best. Here we go. Round 1.
Okay, getting jab checks, making sure the buttons work. Okay, they look like they work. You know, getting that whiff punish into the shoulder.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so maybe a little bit rough for them, but they're playing it out, being respectful. You know, both of them trying to figure out who's going to make that first big decision and take a lot of first damage. So far, it's just been Tommy two-step, you know, two-stepping his way to, you know, a couple of hits. But not too much. There's a nice confirm out of Moons. Try to get a little bit of a shimmy bait, but not much, just pressuring with the plus frames.
And you know, with as nice of a guy that Tommy Two Steps is IRL, like, to play Cody, you kind of have to play him like a mean person. Like, you have to play very disrespectful, get in, V-trigger two-step. Here we go. Speaking of V-trigger two-step, how do we get... Oh, okay.
That's how we deal with it. We just V-reversal and get rid of it. Like, push him back, get the space that you want. And now Tommy two-step trying to go in a little bit. Moon's on taking some of his turns and just got clipped into the buffered EX shoulder tackle. That's going to be round 1.
You know, speaking of V-reversal Cody, I always think it's so funny when Cody players always tell you, why are you V-reversaling Zonk? It's not that good. You're V-trigger too, dog. Get off of me.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Nice counter hit confirmation for Tommy here. That's going to be a lot of damage. Try to get the shimmy bait for the stun, but didn't bite through him instead. Now going to grip him up for a ton of damage here in the corner, but didn't have enough to kill. Oh, you left him alive?
I fight, please.
Oh no, you never leave him alive.
This is where the character is at his scariest. V-trigger 2. You know,
now, yeah, two-step is just trying to find his one little hit and gets it there on the dashboard. Going to be able to close out game number 1 here.
Yeah, and that's just very, very smart play by Tommy Two-Step. You know, very smart guy. He works in the medical field. And...
Round 1.
Yeah, definitely been doing a ton of work. You cut out there for me, by the way, Jocks. I'm not sure. All right, but as we're going into game number 2 here, Moon's playing a little bit better here in this neutral, really trying to counter poke with those stand medium kicks, crash medium punches, get what he can get going. But EX reversal from 2 steps here, getting some good damage on the board. As we go forward here, getting some charge ups, trying to force Moons to approach it. He does with the EX, gets him gripped up 1 time, 2 times. Yo, trying to 2-step on him himself.
3 scoops for the price of 1 rock.
Hey man, that's the way that it goes sometimes. Last one, just a normal throw, didn't even need to command grab. Tommy wasn't even tagging.
Yes, sir. And as we wait for Jock to get back in here, you can tell that, you know, especially in the East Coast, we do have a plethora of Urians. Moons does have the experience, but I think this is definitely the first time these two have met in a bracket scenario like this. So this is very interesting to see the approaches that these two take.
Yeah, and Tommy's Urian style is a little bit different than everybody's. Like I said a little bit earlier, like every Urian plays differently, even though they all have the same tools and everything, and it's very weird to try to fight against one. But there's the V-trigger confirmation here for Tommy. Uses it to side swap, gets the bounce, and gonna spend it all.
Spend it all to get that round win. Tommy two-step.
Okay, so I'm back. I don't know what Discord does to me, but you know, like you said, this character can be played in so many different ways. It just goes to show you the strength of Urian to be able to be so different and so unique.
Ooh, and early meter spin out of Moon. That's going to be pretty good for him in this round. Has a good life lead to start with, but has to kind of keep up with it. Can't give up too much to 2 steps here.
Oh man. Oh geez, reversal V skill, very risky, especially against, you know, a high damage character like Urian, but Marvisto, excuse me, Moon's working out here. Oh, drop the combo!
Yeah, and you can see that Tommy's trying to find the space. There's the activation, trying to get something out of Moons, but can't get anything solid quite yet.
And
okay, oh my goodness, just dash crouch fierce it, hit, and then got the meaty situation afterwards. Dude, who just does dash crouch fierce?
I don't mean to keep bringing this name up, but Rush, that's as Rush on as it gets. Dash in Crouch Fierce, it's only Rush on when it works. If it doesn't work, that means it's not a Rush down Crouching Fierce. He just took a little bit of Florida man in him, and bam, Crouching Fierce. But very rarely here that we get to see one of the LI people go out. So move down in the bracket so early. Normally they're almost a favorite to get into top 8. So a little bit of an upset, just based on the lore here. But good job, Tommy Tusa, making his debut to Casa, and he moves on.
Yeah, definitely looking super solid. Let's hope that he can keep that up. Carlton Bakes asks if how many frames will Crouch Heavy Punch for startup at 7 frames, like Sriracha Flash said. Always thanks both of you for having the knowledge.
Yeah, good to, let's see. Okay, so Tommy Two Sips in the chat as well. But yeah, very good stuff here. And that's not going to be the only good stuff, guys. There's lots of good matches to be had tonight. Many very strong names in the bracket. We got the LI crew, the Shinakuma level 2, Mr. Carlton Banks himself, Shadow Ace, Adnan, SFL. It's just, a small taste of the talent that we have. And it's only been getting stronger and stronger as the weeks progress.
Yeah, definitely. Killers bring in more killers 100% of the time, and it's rough. Definitely rough. When all the killers are coming in back to back like that.
Killers bring killers. I'm gonna write that down. Just in case something happens in the future. But this could be an interesting match. So we're gonna have Carlton Banks repping.
Did I? All I'm saying is, did I say lies? Killers bring killers. Once you get some good people entering your tournament, everybody else shows up. They're like, "Oh, there's a fight here. Oh, let me see what's happening."
Even better. Oh, there's money.
Money's good for the initial look. That's how you get your first couple of big names, and then they stick around a little bit, and then you get more of your big names. So again, if you guys want to donate to Match Reno, again, if you're talking about getting big money on the line for the big players, definitely go in there, use the sponsor code, and do all the sponsor quests to kind of go through and get everything. Give us a ton of free money that is literally just sitting there for us to kind of go through and get. Again, use the promo code Casa SF524 to give the players 50 cents as we move here into game number 1, round number 1. Shadow Ace versus Carlton Banks. Let's go.
Speaking of big players, one of the biggest characters in the game, Birdie, not seen as often as he used to, more of an endangered species than he used to be, but still, in my opinion, very good against Ed here, which is going to be a little bit of an interesting battle. These two characters have good tools to fight each other. We're going to see who edges it out here. As here we are, 20 seconds, and not much damage has been taken off.
No, it's really just been these medium punch fireballs, 4 medium fireballs from Shadow Ace, and just little pokes here and there. Carlton Banks trying to kind of get some solid corner push there, but gets clipped by the V skill. Okay, we're going in here, but blocks the mix. Didn't even bait on that shimmy attempt. Just watch Shadow Ace walk forward in his face.
Yeah, so Carlton Banks sometimes, he plays, he chooses a certain moment to be unga, but here just playing very, 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 very reserved. Crouching jab, stand like just no risks really. Just, he has to make a comeback of some sort. Using a bit of reversal there. But this is where the character kind of shines in this neutral, putting your character in the corner, where he can actually do very good. Putting the character in the corner, just like everybody. I know, generic statement, but go trying to beat the psycho upper.
Yeah, didn't get. Instead, there's an activation out of Shadow Ace, and he's using it to get a couple of good mix of pushing him into it again. Got another couple of damage, and it's just starting to add up. Look at how just a couple of small hits that Shadow Ace has gotten has led to almost like a 70% life lead here, 70-80% life lead. Yeah, pretty much just for, not for much risk, right? Just slowly backing up, finding his way. But let's see. I want to see if Carlton Banks is going to kind of keep the corner control a little bit more solid. He was doing a good job of walking Shadow Ace backwards, but there wasn't much else to it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because that was just the first round, guys. Just basically we had a timeout there just about in the first round, and these two, they're just kind of feeling each other out. So as the Birdie player, you're thinking, is this going to be a nuts Ed player? Is he going to put himself in trouble? And likewise, Ed player looking at Birdie because these two can be played at different different strengths and levels and intensities is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, definitely. You have, they can shift it into maximum gear and start doing some good damage. But otherwise, it looks a lot like this. Both, players not wanting to give up super a lot here. So just poking back and forth. We're seeing a lot of flicker into flickers and all of that. Ed's favorite tool, which was all like -3 or -4, which they made even safer. Okay, spins all the meter off of that feature to activation. Going to do a good grip here. But can he close it out after? It's still alive. Needs one solid touch.
Okay, that was a risky crouching medium because Birdie could have woke up with armor, but he gets a good start here. Now Birdie changes into a completely different character. Very, very strong, very, very scary. Let's see what Carlton can do. Oh man, gets dash snipped out.
Yo, don't try to dive on me. Second flicker clipping him out the sky, and that's going to be Shadow Ace taking the first game.
And as a Honda player, that looks like an everyday strategy to me, mashing out flicker. That's what I would do. But yeah, Shadow Ace looking good here. He's not making very many risks himself. Didn't really rely on reversals or many jump-ins, but just picking his moments here or there and adding towards little by little. He's looking good here.
Yeah, he's really just frustrating Carlton Banks here in how he's playing. Just being able to kind of just poke in and out, and then make him second guess on some of the situations with like dashing forward and tossing him, charging up V skill and all of that. And since Carlton has been really adamant about not trying to jump any of the V skills or anything like that, he's ended up just being caught here on the ground.
Oh geez, great. Okay, great EX Bullhorn because it worked there by Carlton Banks, but he's gonna have to play like it's not unusual right now. Gets good damage. Oh, walk just to make sure it worked, and he gets the corner. This is where Birdie's super scary.
Yo, he thought it was so nice that he would try it twice, that wake up EXCP, getting him nowhere. Instead, Carlton Banks getting around on the board finally, showing that patience that he needed to.
And that patience is right there. And man, let me tell you, Birdie is actually one of the cheapest characters in V-Trigger 1 when he puts in the corner, because he still has that real throw move.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. His walk speed in V-Trigger 1 gets a little ridiculous.
Guys, this character is C tier now, B tier now, right? That's what everybody's been saying.
Yo, his crouch medium punch doesn't hit both sides for free. He has to think about his anti-airs now. Like, it's so hard to play Birdie. I can't. My godlike footsies buttons don't allow me to anti-air for free in neutral. Like, what happened?
And that wake up sweep and not cancel an activation. Beautiful by Shadow is working out there. Oh, he still has to eat the block of the V trigger.
Yeah, but that crouch medium punch still knocking out of the air. And looking pretty solid. A good life lead from Carlton Banks, and it's his turn to not take too many risks here, as he's just kind of backing up and letting Shadow Ace whiff a whole bunch of fireballs. Both at full meter, so it's not like one of them is building a whole lot by just letting this ride out.
It's taken straight out of my mouth here, and here's how Shadow Ace is going to get in. This character doesn't really have an overhead. Sure, he has fireballs, but Birdie has a lot of health still. Just take all that chip damage.
Yeah, it's really just about kind of getting those plus frames with the charge V skills and that kind of stuff. But again, Carlton Banks just staying out of all of these situations exactly how he needs to. Not taking too much until he found the whiff punish and confirms into the super. Look at this big damage, tying it up one apiece now. Looking pretty solid, showing Shadow Ace like, oh hey, it's really easy to just sit back full screen when you have the life lead and you don't really have to make any big risks. Like showing him how it's done.
Yeah, and that was just a beautiful, whether you want to call it a whiff punish or space tool, whatever. That's been the talk of commentary lately. But very good showing by Carlton Banks. It didn't work in the first game. The patience, the slower style. He just improved upon it, and working out here, we go into the final game. Shadow Ace versus Carlton Banks.
All right, and we're seeing pretty much the same kind of style. Shadow Ace trying to get plus frames as much as possible, and Carlton Banks just with the patience of the gods here. He blocked like 4 or 5 sand medium punches in a row, but lost all that great life on that jump back light kick, and we're kind of just sitting it out here neutral now, trying to see who's going to get it first.
Ooh, and Carlton Banks just a little bit too far. Okay, frame 1 armor still very good in my opinion.
All right, man. He tossed after the banana. That blocks him was a little bit too short. Carlton Banks thought he had a little bit more time now in the corner, getting locked down pretty solidly here.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to make a little. He's gonna have to make a good read. Maybe land B trigger 1, get a good combo. Okay, there's the start.
Yeah, and that cane's
And
still
it's
rolling,
black.
by the way. Yo, he's out. He's away from the can.
Beautiful
Goes the coast
anti-air
just
there.
to dodge the can.
Hey man, littering is still a bad thing, but not if Birdie has anything to say about it. Bottom. Oh, this is gonna be it. He's gonna cancel. Oh no, no critical art cancel. Okay, it's one of those things. It worked. Because it worked, it's good. Shadow Ace keeps all his meter here as he goes. You know, point Shadow Ace here. He just needs this one last round to move on.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the situations where you know that like Shadow Ace was being greedy. He wanted to make sure that he could go into what could be a final round with full meter to try to get things going. But talking about getting going, getting gripped up for a good amount of damage with the EX command grab, but not allowing too much to happen until the big crush. You just threw out the big EX reversal and locked in the corner. One more. What's it gonna be?
Oh, it's overhead.
Yeah, stay grounded. Watch the boot, lick it, scrub it clean.
And you know, interesting thing about Carlton Banks' play is that he's been very, very lax once he knocks Shadow Ace down. He's been trying to, you know, that's why he's been baiting all these EX cycle uppers, but even still, he very rarely has to be pressed on offense once he knocks him down.
No, like he very clearly waits a little bit and then we'll go for his meter to see what's going to happen. And Shadow Ace just hasn't really caught on to that rhythm, as well as the rhythm of the command grab. But it feels like Shadow Ace hasn't dodged a single one outside of the flops, the dolphin dives.
Yeah, and unfortunate there, you know, Ed having those weird buttons, not able to get a bigger punish, jumping over EX Bullhorn. This could still be anybody's game here.
Yeah, I mean, Shadow Ace locked down in the corner, not looking good, but got the hit on the charge V skill, looking pretty solid here, has a ton of damage on the board, still has super as well, and Carlton Banks just holding his pressure, and he teched! No!
Oh, you know, I kind of felt the throw coming, but so did Carlton Banks. We both felt the Mirage throw, basically. That's how shimmy works, and Shadow Ace making good use of the V trigger 1. You know, it's not the biggest V trigger in the world, but just enough there. And he won with full bars too.
Yeah, so here's the best thing I think, and what makes Shadow Ace I think a really good Ed player. The way that he pushes people past the orb and takes multiple mix-ups off of it is kind of ridiculous. He's one of the only Ed players I see that gets 3 or 4 mix-ups on that orb consistently and maximizes the damage that he gets if any of it hits, which is also ridiculous. So definitely looking super solid. I'm glad to see that he's made top 16 winner side. Let's see if he can make that top 8. Of course, he will have another opponent to go through between the winner of Crouch Fierce and Adidon. So we'll see who that'll be. But we got another match coming up here. I believe it's Super Iggy and Itachi's Legacy. So it's going to be Blanca versus what should be a Buki, although Itachi's Legacy does have a Blanca of their own. Likes to bring it out from time to time. Like I commentate Juicy Game Night on Tuesday sometimes, and sometimes he's just rocking it out with Blanca for whatever reason, because he just feels like it that night, and it usually does pretty well for himself. But the Ibuki is definitely the pick that I want to see him on. It's definitely his more solid character, but Blanca mirrors, maybe it's better than having to not be Blanca, right?
Yeah, definitely. And if you guys don't remember, this is the character that got him into top 8 of CPT East. But unfortunately, if you don't win, that means nothing. So here he is, back in the grind. Blancamir is a possibility. He likes to rock that, and he's one of the few, but he only rocks V Trigger 1 Blanca. I highly respect that. He likes to roll the ground shaving roll. We're gonna see what we have here.
Yo, it's the mirror match. You guys can't see it yet, but I can. It's the mirror match, and it's looking pretty good. I love that they're almost the same color, but we do have on the left will be Super Iggy in the red, and then on the right will be Itachi's Legacy in the orange.
And we're going to see V Trigger 1 versus V Trigger 2. Jungle Dynamo! I just had to say that.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the benefits that V-Trigger 1 does have is that it's one less bar. It's only a 2-stock V-Trigger, so you have the opportunity to V-reversal a little bit more in the match and stuff like that. But as we're getting into it here, both players using that hop until the big EX reversal out of Super Iggy.
What?
What? Yo, he baited the V reversal with the rainbow ball. And by the way, only in V Trigger 1, by the way, where it has that upwards hitbox. But not getting too much. L's got the cross up though, looking solid here, just jumping out. There's the anti-air. Iggy trying to get something started in the corner, but Itachi's Legacy just not staying still.
Oh man, here we go. What is this? Oh no, he just woke up. He tried to light Blanca Ball just to get the V Trigger 2 shenanigans there, but the slow rise is sometimes the best rise.
Yeah, I was talking about how he wasn't staying still, but he definitely laid on that ground for a good while and was able to get the punish too.
But one of the very few times that being lazy pays out here is Hachi's Legacy. Looking strong, you know, getting closer to getting this life lead, man. All I hear is just a bunch of roaring on my screen.
Yeah, this is all this is, man. They're flying at each other. Electric, block and balls, they're all over the place. And right now, Itachi's Legacy, not even really stringing together combos, just going ham with buttons, seeing what's going to connect, and has been taking a lot of life here. But V-Trigger activation out of Super Iggy. What's going to happen here? Went for one mix-up in front staying plus, two mix-ups in front staying plus. Finally, the third one opening up Itachi's Legacy.
Jeez, here we go. Here's the start. I think this is gonna. Oh, he tried to get the cross up rainbow. That's gonna. Oh no!
No, he missed the end. But man, the shimmy with ground shape was a little ridiculous. But he couldn't get the combo. But he did find, I think, another shimmy there to close it out. Itachi's Legacy taking game number 1, showing that even his secondary Blanca is the better one.
Yeah, he's just a very strong player. Been rocking his Blanca for a while. You know, I don't know like what the matchup spread with Ibuki and Blanca looks like, but he's been making it work, rocking V Trigger 1, and I've seen him rock the Blanca in mirror match, the Blanca mirror match quite a bit of time. And the interesting thing is, Blanca players, even Blanca mains, have never seen V Trigger 1 Blanca, so they don't know how to fight it when it's in action.
Yeah, and also Blanca has a little bit difficult time anti-airing some of the hops at certain ranges, so it can be a little bit difficult. Okay, nice whiff punish out of Super Iggy as Itachi's just whiffed 2 big recovery moves in their face. And no, missed the punish!
Oh! Man, we're at the flop house here. A bunch of punish. Oh, jeez, look at that! To hop into each other. Man, the mind to be a Blanca player, I love it.
Yo, they're just going in. I love how Itachi's Legacy's trying to dodge some moves, but no big read there on where that rainbow ball was going to go, and Super Iggy caught him out for it. Is going to be able to finally take a round for themselves.
And Shades, Adele's and Fires there, you know, the full screen EX reversal there, but not working out there for Itachi. Good stuff. Guys, Blanca's all random. How can he whip punish? That means that there's, you know, good play. This character's all random apparently, right?
And yo, I won't say it's always there, but characters man, man. We saw that first game. Itachi's Legacy won by literally just jumping all over the place. Voice of God confirming. All right, but Itachi's Legacy going in, spending both of the bars there on that combo. Gonna find the V-Trigger activation.
Oh, geez, great reversal there by Super Iggy. And just to let you know, Super Iggy has the red hair. I love it.
Yo, the recovery on that was whack, and now it's about to win. Don't let him guard break. Oh, thank goodness you pushed your button.
Okay, so I'm wrong. Super Iggy has some experience knocking him out of the guard break. Wake up reversal is gonna take it.
Yeah, not entirely though. Just takes Itachi's Legacy to match point. Let's see if he can actually close it out here against Super Iggy. Still was looking pretty solid, had a couple of good things. We just needed to see like an actual activation, but look at all these plus streams on electricity going in here, has corner control, but a little bit too hard. He went and now he's getting punished a little bit, but trying to keep the corner on deck with the EX reversal, but no one can contain Itachi's Legacy.
Great block on the empty jump low there by Super Iggy. Oh geez,
all right, the rainbow ball got over, and now we're in a rough situation. Itachi's Legacy trying to get plus frames, but Super Iggy finding the points to push out and is just sitting full screen.
So Itachi's gonna have to win this fair and square here. You know, no huge V-Trigger comeback, but he does have full bars, so it is a possibility. Just has to hold his own.
I was about to say he was looking pretty close to low life up. Found the crouch fierce confirm on the whiff punish slide. Yo, it's not enough. One more. Yo, don't let him activate. Raw, activate instead.
Oh no! He grabbed him!
Yo, the recovery, Blanca. Yo, guys, if we just add like 10 frames of recovery to Blanca Ball, what would really be the downside of it? I mean, come on, people.
I was thinking that Itachi might have taken it on the jump back jab, jump back light kick or so, but Super Iggy is in it to win it here, you know, coming back. Okay, so Itachi is going to rock the Blanca mirror. He's saying, you are a fraud, that was all luck. I'm going to be the better Blanca here. Classic Blanca versus Street Fighter V regular Blanca. Yeah, that's right. It is nostalgia versus regular costume. Realize that.
Is it? I just
Yeah,
think
one
it's a
has
different costume.
One has
one
chains,
has-
one doesn't.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, one has tattered pants and the other one doesn't. Oh my goodness. I got mixed this entire fight. Yo, but tell you who's really getting mixed. Super Iggy got hit by that overhead. Gonna hold a lot of damage here. This is enough. Yo, I didn't even know that combo existed.
Yeah, man, they added some buffs there to be able to combo into the rainbow ball there. But good stuff. Itachi Legacy, maximum damage working out. Here he is on set point in the Blanca mirror. Okay, that time he gets the jump back perfectly against the Blanca ball.
Yeah, but the side swap working out for Super Iggy here, finally getting some pressure on Itachi's Legacy. Not really able to keep it too much. Itachi's Legacy just finding their ways to get out of the corner with the rainbow ball. But Iggy trying to chase down hard. Backs off a little bit. Yo, every time Yo, this is like classic Blanca player. Every time I'm like, oh yeah, Iggy's backing off, he goes right in with a rainbow.
Yeah, they have to get you guessing. This character always keeps commentary guessing. That's what I love about Blanca. Shout out to Thomas Winkley because I got to commentate an 8-man bracket that had 4 Blanca players.
Oof. Yo, that sounds ridiculous. Shout out to Uton Blancas. There's a bunch of them. But shout out to the big bust out here from Itachi. Just needs one more touch. He's gonna get mixed here. Stayed in front one time. Stayed in front 2 times. Got gripped up. Not enough. Needs one more.
Guess. Oh, and the overhead will take it here. We are going into the last round. So you guys want more Blancas? Here we go. At least one more round, guaranteed. Who do you got? Itachi or Super Iggy?
Yeah, my money's on Itachi's Legacy, but we'll see if he's able to close this out. Strong start for Iggy, pushing to the corner, keeping this locked down.
Oh, jeez. I think that overhead was supposed to be a punish for the rainbow ball.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like an EX Blanca ball, but right now Itachi's Legacy looking pretty shook, not able to really find anything solid started until that V-trigger activation.
Man, I actually really like that safe jump setup. Looking very solid stuff there. But here, you know, this V-trigger, it just basically makes his specials better. It's not a huge comeback thing, it just kind of makes the character momentarily better per se. Real ground cheap roll.
Yeah, Iggy, I mean, was playing a pretty defensive game there, but it's getting clipped up by ground shape roll a couple of times. Got hit by the mix, but Itachi's Legacy didn't go for the combo. Tried to go for the mix instead, and now we're all tied up in life, but here's the activation at Iggy. What's the mix going to be? In front?
Plus frames? Plus frames? Oh, jeez, great jump back.
Yeah, but has to block it eventually. View reversals just to get out of it, and now can punish. Too far away to confirm that super already airborne, but got the cross up instead. My man Itachi's Legacy taking it 2-1, moving forward into top 16. Not even top 16, top 32, winner side.
Yeah, the action is stacked here, but man, so very rarely you saw that crouching medium punch not work at the end. I think it was just a frame or two too late. A frame or two too late there, but Itachi landing the crucial jump in to take that set there. Man, I love that mirror. It's so good. In fact, so that nostalgia costume, if you do the costume code, he actually piranhas stuck on his shirt or something.
Shirt? He wasn't wearing a shirt. His shorts?
I just realized. No, he has one on his chest. If you do the costume code, I swear, I only learned this like a week or two ago. Alex ... I think it was Alex ... He did the costume code on nostalgia, and it gives him piranhas. And you guys can give and donate free with a prize bot using exclamation mark Matcherino. You can help your boys out and the people in the bracket here at Casa here. Good stuff. Oh geez, lots of stuff going on. You could do free donations. Let me click on the link here because I'm going to shout out the big contributors to the night here. But yeah, so how are you enjoying your night, Nogremi? How are you liking these matches?
Yo, I'm loving this night as much as I love some amazing Casa merchandise. Make sure that you head over to the Teespring so you can grab up the tanks, the phone cases, the bags, the mugs, the sweaters, the sweatshirts, like literally anything, stickers, anything you could ever want in terms of clothing is ridiculous in terms of Casa's kind of Teespring. It's always there. Just like how the Patreon is always there. And you can always go through and select the tier that you want to donate at $1 to $5. Excuse me, I think we have $1 to $10 for the membership levels. Make sure that you go in and like read what they're all about. Whether or not you want certain benefits or anything like that, or you can just donate $1. Show your support, show your love, help us reach that, all those goals little by little. Even $1 matters, so definitely give to that so we can give a prize pool and stuff like that to the players. Just like how you can find all of our players over on the YouTube where you can watch all the VODs, right? Check them out every single week. They're uploading them, so you can review what's happened that night in case you had to get up and walk away, in case you want to check to see, was it really Moons versus Profit 3 weeks ago? If that was really the match that happened for grand finals. Was it 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago? Check the VODs, figure it out. As well as, make sure that you're following Casa on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere else that you can find Casa. It's a whole bunch of awesome stuff that you can go through and check out. And so thank you so much for watching. A ton of good Street Fighter tonight, just like how you can find a ton of good Street Fighter over at NLBC on Wednesdays, or with NLBC you can even watch awesome Dragon Ball and Grand Blue with and in case you're still loving that Grand Blue action, you can see Road and Rumble. I'm running out of transitions here, somebody save me.
You're doing great, pal. And speaking of doing great, RSF has always been put a great product. It's where I first heard Remy's voice. Good stuff. So many great things have happened at that point. I just wanted to say thanks again, guys. You could be anywhere else, but you're here. You have that YouTube in case you guys, you ran out of coffee in the morning, you want that jolt of energy. You can rewatch that Blanca mirror.
That'll definitely shock you awake. It was totally electrifying.
I just think like V Trigger 1 Blanca, I think it's a good V Trigger. It's just V Trigger 2, is pretty godlike, but I just think ground shave roll is such a cool option, and Itachi gets a lot out of it, and it's definitely puts a new fresh perspective onto the character.
Just like how we're putting something new on the table, like Space Boy versus Papa Guati. Should be Space Boy always rocking the Sakura, but help me out, who does Papa Guati play?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So Papa Guati is maybe he's maybe Miami's best player.
It's go time.
Yeah, so he's maybe Miami's best player. Like, he hasn't been able to show up. He's a new father, so he's new to the game there. But man, let me tell you, very, very, very strong player. Name's Birdie, but he's been playing some other characters. He plays Blanca as well. He's one of those weird, I don't know what it is with South Florida and secondary Blancas, but there you go. Also plays Honda from what I know. I'm kind of curious to see his Birdie. It's been a while since I've seen him play. He's been very busy, but glad to see him here at Casa. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, this should definitely be pretty hype. Two killers going at it here. Space Boy, of course, always a killer, whether he's on, RSF East Coast, the Bruce Lee battle that OG Yan does on Thursdays. Casa, if he decides to enter NLBC, we've even seen him on some preliminary SFL stuff, going up in the exhibition versus TF Saban. So definitely a super strong player. So we'll see who's able to take it here, and the very very strong match between Sakura and Birdie, a matchup that I haven't seen too often. I'm not sure if you have.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird one. As a former Birdie main, I don't really like the match too much. This character is kind of annoying. Her stand light kick is a great answer to many of Birdie's antics. Her fireball's not the best, but it's still a fireball at the end of the day. And Birdie's, his bullhorn is not. It kind of got nerfed against as an anti-fireball tool. so he has to play a more grounded game. But Sakura, man, her walk speed and just all the little things that she got adds together makes this a tough match.
Yo, he walked forward the perfect. Oh, sorry, sorry, I'm watching on 2 screens here. But nice activation here out of space, where there's going to be some good damage here. And yeah, I imagine with the fireball, between regular fireball, up fireball, and charging between both of them, definitely looking pretty hard to react consistently to it. The big reaction that I had was that DP where Space Boy walked forward and DP anti Papa Guati while the can was still coming, and now just has been harassing with these air taunts, mixing it up with the fireballs. But there's the activation from Papa Guati.
Yeah, and here we go. So we're gonna see. I'm a little ahead on my PS4 ship. Oh, geez, is this gonna kill here for Sakura? She gets V trigger combos.
The second V trigger activation is gonna be enough to close it out.
Man, I don't care what everybody says. Oh, Sakura's not that good. This character is good. She basically has everything. I know Lesser Kuma, amazing walk speed, amazing 4-frame, and in my opinion, her V triggers are pretty good, especially for 2 bars.
Yeah, definitely. She gets a ton of damage out of V trigger 2, and it does a ton. I like that Space Boy opts to go with V skill 2 as well, the roll just to take more corner carry on the crush counter roundhouses, which you see him fishing for a lot.
Yeah, so speaking of fishing, so Papa Guati here, trying to just fish with little normals, try to get try to work his way in. It's kind of hard because Space Boy is a very smart player, even though he got the Explode Horn there. Very, very smart player. He knows all the routes, all the little things to beat other characters. He's very, very smart player. So trying to crack the case here is going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, but here's a little bit of an opening. Got one taunt and then the shimmy, looking strong in the corner now. What's he going to be able to do in order to close out this round? Taking up so much gray life here, making Papa Guati hold so many medium punches. And now we're back to trying to figure out, but nice, the shimmy sham. Oh, but too far for the combo. Oh, and then just got the back throw in order to close it out. Looking solid here as Space Boy taking game number 1.
So you were going to say inside, I think you were going to say inside knowledge about Space Boy? Is that what you were about to say earlier?
No. It was if you remember in round 1 where he walked forward and then V trigger 2 DP'd as a cane was rolling on the ground towards him. That's what I got hype about.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Speaking hype, oh, that's why I see. One hit confirms into Bullhorn. It's one of Birdie's best combo enders. It actually gives him pretty decent Oki if you master it. It's not easy, but it's there.
Oh my goodness, it walked out of that throw. Gonna get some good damage on it as well. Now we're just going back in fourth here. Both players kind of slugging it out with reads, but no, too far to get the punish.
Yeah, compared to other Shotos, their hitbox is like a lot more forward when they throw fireball. Sakura's unfortunately not for Birdie. Kind of a little harder for him to deal with. Just speaking hard to deal with, man, that damage, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, V-Trigger too.
Yeah, I talked about that a little bit. Like, that damage on it is so good. In contrast to like V Trigger 1, where you get a lot of more pressure off of just having the very plus fireball that goes full screen and everything like that. But we'll see what adjustments Papa Guati can make here on his last legs. He really needs to make something big happen here. He's making some nice adjustments with these crouch jab spacing. Staying heavy kick, gonna crush counter in the corner now.
Oh geez, reversal. It's always smart when it works up, but reversal for Space Boy looking very strong. Even though the life lead's not there. Oh geez. Okay, never mind. Papa Guati trying to wake up here.
Yeah, but another good jump in here for Space Boy, looking pretty solid. Finds the point to activate just to keep the plus frames, but Papa Guati staying pretty patient here. Knows he doesn't need to overcommit and just needs to force Space Boy to overextend on something.
Yeah, and there you go. So Papa Guati, he's a father now, so he definitely knows how to be patient. And displaying some of that right here. Taking some of Birdie's strengths. Birdie is a very good character when he has to defend himself. Pretty decent anti-air until you cross him up, but very good buttons. He still has that.
Oh, too far, but no punish. It's like minus 12 or so. And that gives Space Boy another life to live, but now the activation of Papa Guati, and we're back to the slow-paced neutral game. Throwing the fireball, throwing the can, who's going to kind of break first, and it's Space Boy. He tries to dash in, and Papa Guati was there with the bullhead.
Yeah, great decision there. And, the can kind of protected him. He could have been thrown up, but he gets to keep his meter here. And Birdie, with probably the scariest post-critical art, situation in the game. That's a threat to be had here.
gets it going into this, what could be the last round here. Space Boy wins, or Papa Guati's last hope to stay alive. And so far, Space Boy just been poking fairly well here in neutral, you know, just getting what he can. But we'll see what Papa Guati's able to find. Yo, that works. Slightly delayed stand heavy kick into the super.
It's a plus 7 on hit, so perfect. It's just for you. I guess you could call it a just frame combo there. So perfect use by Papa Guati. Gets the critical art. He gets the post Loki. Good stuff here. And Papa Guati, man, he put together some pretty good hits there. And they were the right hits as he moves on. Game 3 here.
Yeah, definitely had like that max range combo on that last one for the stand roundhouse into the medium punch. It looked pretty close to whiffing, but Papa Guati just had the confidence there to keep going with the combo. Gave him a round on the board just to tie it up one apiece. So let's see who's going to be able to close it out here. We got Space Boy swing with these roundhouses, looking for the crush so he can follow up big, and Papa Guati just looking to push as slowly as he can with these crouch medium kicks, down jabs, you know, anything that he needs to just chip away at Space Boy's life.
And the tough, you know, is Birdie, oh geez, as he lands a good combo himself, I was just about to say, and there's a little bit of that Oki, post Bullhorn, still pretty good. Oh, and he rips the command grab, trying to be a little sneaky, but it's hard to be sneaky when you're 500 pounds. Oh, the crouch like it could beat the shimmy.
Yeah, and now Space Boy being a little bit ambitious with these dashboards, mixing it up between bet and the throw. Now look at the Great Life stacked up, but caught him flinching, but no confirmed too far.
Oh geez, I like these little checks by Papa Guati, but you know, even though Birdie has godlike bunt, he has to be aware. Soccer has one of the best jumping bunts in the game. Fast jump park to boot too.
Go right over the can, and that's going to be a dangerous situation. One back throw would kill, and he knew it, so he backdashed on Wake Up and immediately went with the armor move, trying to force Space Boy in a bad decision here. That can still on the ground. Got the dash up one more.
With the regular throw. Oh, and Papa Guati is at set point here. And that definitely was, you know, besides the last 15 seconds, that was definitely all Space Boy, the Papa Guati, you know, trying to be the hero here, and he's looking good here.
Yo, that light DP after that max range sweep that Papa Guati's been doing has been scaring me because I think it drops the combo.
Yeah.
All right, finally a crush kind of roundhouse hitting there for Space Boy. Has corner control.
Oh geez. Okay, Soccer dash in full effect here.
Yeah, people don't talk about it, but Soccer's dash is pretty quick, and her options off it are pretty good with jab or throw. But Papa Guati's no stranger to it, and is definitely starting to catch on to Space Boy's rhythm. And that's why you see Space Boy kind of back up and start throwing fireballs to give him a different look.
Oh, is he gonna uppercut through the can again or not?
Yeah,
okay.
spacing wasn't right. Like Papa Guati had to have pushed the button there in order to anti-air, but finds his activation here and he's gonna keep this corner pressure up.
And this is where it's very dangerous. Birdie's very close to building the critical art, and if he does, it's gonna be a cooked Soccer. You know, Soccer for lunch, I would say.
Oh, bust right through. My goodness, but Space Boy at the corner, but not for free. Got gripped up one time. Oh, and he couldn't get away. Got a little bit too antsy there. Thought another grab was coming. That's going to clip him up and give the set to Papa Guati, who was looking. He was down three rounds, right, and then made the entire comeback, the entire adjustment against Space Boy here.
Yeah, and you know, he didn't really do anything really different. Just played the same game plan that he did, but it just happened to work out. Just very good stuff, good reactions. EX Bullhorn being one of the magic things, they're landing about 4 times. But in that last situation, you know, Soccer was just about running out of V trigger, and there was like you couldn't do anything in that situation because Birdie just had to do stand medium punch into any special into the critical art for the chip. That would have been it. But good job to the Papa Guati. I'm so glad to see him compete tonight. It's been a while. Not good guy, but he's gonna be moving on the bracket and he's gonna be facing Diego V.
Yeah, definitely. And that's going to send us pretty much to the other side of the bracket where we're going to see Marvisa, who took it over Del's on Fire and Fart Barf, aka Sriracha Flash. And then Marvisa's going to play against Itachi's Legacy, who, of course, we saw on stream against Super Iggy, but also took it 2-0 versus Shinakuma level 2. Looking super solid there. And this is a top 8 qualifier match, so whoever wins this is in top 8 and will go up against Crouch Fierce, who took it over Shadow Ace.
Crouch Fierce has been putting a name onto himself. I forgot what his original tag is, but he's been doing very well at these online tournaments for the past 2 weeks. So good to see him back for more action here. Geez, my bracket is kind of being weird, but yeah, lots of good matches here. I think this might be one of the strongest brackets that we've had so far. Another big name that I haven't said yet tonight, I see in the bracket Carlos FL out over Vanilla Chocolate there, Tommy Two-Step.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a ton of good players here. I think this is, again, the most stacked that I've seen it before. We got Carlos FL, of course, who took it last week, looking solid. I believe he's an Ibuki player, but has a couple of different characters under his belt. I think I fought him at Canada Cup 2018. Oh my goodness, feels like forever ago, right?
I know. I was thinking like, oh man, that last CEO was so recently, but oh, the last one got. Oh, it's destructive. Okay, that's his tag. Yeah, I was like, oh geez, that was yesterday, but it was like 2 years ago. It feels like now. Yeah, so I guess we're waiting out more Visto, Itachi. But yeah, so Carlos FL is one of those guys. He plays like half the cast. I think right now he mains Chun-Li. That's who he took it with. Was it last week? It seems like yesterday, but very good stuff to him. He's another name I'm glad to see him compete again. Yeah, so that's gonna be looks like top 8, like you said. Man, look at this Shark Tank that we have on the lower side of the bracket. Lots of strong names there too.
Yeah, pretty much every name that we've been calling out that said like, oh, this player lost and this player lost and this player lost, they're all down there. They're all waiting. Hardman, who we saw like lose round 1, has just been taking a couple of names down there in losers. And you know, we still have 2 steps and Shadowies that are waiting down there. Kaki, who we saw lose pretty early on, has been taking names as well, looking really solid.
Ooh, another name I just saw at the losers bracket there early on is Metro M. I'm not sure who took out Metro M. Oh, Carlton Banks? That's what's up, my boy.
Yeah, and now Metro M has to fight against Space Boy, so that's going to be pretty wild as well. But with all this time with our players wilding out, taking a little bit of time to get into this lobby, we can mention the Matcherino again and just, you know, really ask that you guys support us. Use the coupon code Casa SF524, and you know, definitely give love to the players there. You can also, you know, do all of the sponsor quests there, whether it's G Fuel or I think there's a couple of other people down there as well that you can go in and, you know, do their tweets or retweets or whatever things are out there for you, or you can donate with your own money and really make it feel like the you know, the players have something on the line, something to battle for. You know, make something to make the heart race a little bit, give them a little bit of stress when they're trying to play. Really see who's going to be the best of the best and who has their nerves about them. It's definitely what we want to go, and you can even get a ton of good merch if in case you want to get something for the money that you're putting in.
Definitely.
I have to say, got some? Go.
Yeah, probably the sickest thing, you know, speaking of merch, going back to Casa store, I'm gonna have to buy sooner or later. Is I'm not even a fan of the style, no sleeve shirts. I think they're pretty sick, and Casa to me, that's the sickest thing that they have. That's definitely on my next thing to buy.
I like the muscle shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to show off the guns, even though it is going into winter and it's going to be a little bit cold. Depending on where you are, you can still bust it out and show everybody the guns.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you know, as a Floridian, we always get to do that, so I guess lucky me, right?
Yeah, and if you really want to watch all the guns go at it, you can check out the YouTube video, or excuse me, YouTube page where you have all of the archives where you can watch all of the killers go at it, you know, firing away at each other constantly. Make sure that you go and check out all the archives. They're like literally pretty much ever since things have gotten started, they're up there. So definitely go back and check it. And when you're checking that, make sure that you go and check out the Patreon where you can, again, give money to the Casa crew, whether it's, you know, helping us put money towards a pot or helping us provide for the lovely volunteers that come out, you know, every single week to help, whether it's the streamer, bracket runners, commentators, anybody like that. You know, definitely show your support for them as we're kind of moving forward through this bracket. You want to know who runs a good bracket? That's going to be my man Spooky. He runs not 1, not 2, but 3 brackets pretty much every single week, whether it's Street Fighter V, Dragon Ball, or Grand Blue Versus. So definitely check check him out and all the good work that he's putting in. Definitely has been grinding just his stream setup, his commentary, everything in terms of pushing the community forward, trying to get better sponsorships and get money on the table for people and stuff like that. So check him out. And also, you're going to want to show some love to RSF, who is always, raising money for those big causes with Black Lives Matter charity event, with a couple of other charity events. I think we had the Phantom Miria random select tournament that tried to raise money. So we're always trying to do that. Of course, you can always play in the regular tournaments that we have every week, which is going to be East Coast Monday at 8 p.m. and West Coast at 7 p.m. Pacific. And we'll talk about all of that again later as we kind of go into Itachi's Legacy in Mar Vista, which is coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. But the PS4 load times are preventing us from seeing the lovely match.
So it looks like it's going to be Ryu versus Ibuki. And another thing about NLBC really quick is that half the proceeds, I mean, half of the stuff that they raise is going towards NLBC in the pandemic. So good stuff. But speaking of pandemic, man, this character Ryu, he's been getting tougher, to play. But Mar Vista, man, he's been manning Honda, but his Ryu, incredibly strong. Maybe one of the best in the United States already.
Yeah, we saw him beat Idom this week at NLBC, so definitely looking solid and is doing a pretty good job of kind of poking and keeping Itachi's Legacy out. But if there's one place you don't want to be against Ibuki, is in the corner. But a back throw here. Oh, and Mar Vista didn't respect the meaty with the EX Kunai, and now getting gripped up with the Cien. Oh man, the classic. What side is going to land on? That's going to be able to close it out.
Every time I face Ibuki, I always remember Team Curse telling me this in an offline tournament. With the kunais, it's always in front, man. Always in front. So that's what I always think. But of course, much easier said than done.
Yeah, and we saw that Mar Vista was able to get a good push to the corner at the start of this round, but not much afterwards, although that's a pretty big combo that he just hit. And is just kind of keeping it slow here, trying to start this fireball game. And it's working out for him pretty well.
Oh, geez. And here you go. Some of that Twitter tech with DP, EXDP not working out.
Yeah, I do like Mar Vista's punish, which is just a back throw. Not the most optimal, but it dodged the shuriken on recovery. Now just able to get the counter hit conversion in the corner too. All right, looking pretty solid. Mar Vista shows that he knows the matchup when he's come to play.
Yeah, he knows the matchup. His reactions are ready. That wasn't an accident that he canceled. He was ready. Speaking of ready, look at this come in. This, the jump in here. Good combos. Oh no, empty jump low. Trying to beat up EXDP is Mar Vista.
All right, and Marv just trying to lock down this corner, but jumps over himself instead. And now what are we going to see out of Itachi's Legacy?
Yeah, what are we going to see out of him? Okay, so he's trying. Okay, so the thing I like about Itachi's Legacy, he's trying to land the V skill on hit rather than on block to get the full use of the V trigger too. But this is gonna be dangerous here, Mar Vista making those fireballs make them look pretty good. This character apparently doesn't done well.
I mean, those V trigger fireballs are definitely dangerous with how fast they fly across the screen, catch you trying to jump, or if he decides to charge up. But no backdash there. Excuse me, not a backdash, just a walk back. Able to get the counter poke on the slide, is going to be able to close out game number 1. Mar Vista looking pretty solid there, rocking that Flexel Ryu cost.
Yeah, and that was a legit whiff punish. Whiff punishing the slider of Ibuki, crouching medium punch into fireball. That's how you do it, folks. Just excellent Ryu play. I can't really think of him doing anything really nuts here. This is just really clean Ryu play. He's got the counter hits, he's got the anti-airs. Good for that time. But he's got the anti-airs, he's got everything. Just clean play.
Yeah, just doing a really good job of not overextending on any risk and forcing Itachi's Legacy to kind of approach here. And even then, giving him a different look every once in a while with a jump in. But Fireball not going to work out. Itachi's Legacy trying to start their play, but just not able to find these shuriken hits or resets. Just good blocks from Marv.
Good blocks is right here. Mar Vista just looking strong, so good at holding down back. And that's a Honda player for you in the right sense. Jeez, dashing uppercut, he was ready.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, has everything on deck here looking super solid. It really feels like Itachi's Legacy just can't start any of their game. Not even able to get the second shuriken off, like just eating so much damage. Just from the perfect spacing that Marv has, whether it's like dash forward medium punch into EX Fireball, just that belief that he's at the perfect range for it. And he's just honestly been looking so solid here, not taking the guess on any big situation.
Yeah, there's like almost nothing risky that Marviso's been doing. It's just excellent gameplay, and it's just Itachi. He's just trying to crack the code. Geez, what a whip punish sweep! Everything Marviso's doing is looking like the moves of a genius.
Yeah, definitely looking really solid here until he got crush countered there. This is a good opening for Itachi's Legacy. Spins the V-trigger activation. What's the mix? Went low. Oh,
sometimes
didn't mix up his side swap that he wanted. Like he didn't believe that it was going to cross up. Didn't even push a button.
Okay, so here is what Itachi's trying to struggle. Oh, geez, the uppercuts. He was ready. Oh, geez. What's... Oh, geez. Okay, the whiff uppercut there. This is going to hurt Marviso. And he... Oh, there's a V-trigger. I totally forgot about that. And he whips the DP! Fucking excuse me. And Itachi stays alive.
Yo, just barely on a pixel there. You see that Marviso Evil got to wake up with a button. Yo, and shoutouts to Dom raiding us with party 18. Grand Blue must be over. So what's up? Yo, who won Grand Blue as we go in and see if Marv's gonna be able to take this? Gets the back throw to the corner.
Here we go. Oh, geez, I like the air kunai working out great. Because, you know, one thing I noticed about Marviso, his DP game as an anti-air has been so strong. Probably one of the best in America, honestly, recently. It's hard to argue against that.
Yeah, definitely super solid with it. Has it on deck. I think there's a couple of good competitors, but right now just looking super solid with this fireball game too until he got clipped by all the kunais. V-trigger activation. Got to the other side. Itachi's Legacy looking pretty solid here. Can he keep the mix going? No, there's the tech, but no. Marv trying to take too many turns.
Yeah, trying to dash in and the preemptive roundhouse. They're working great by Itachi. But here's the dangerous part. Itachi has those full bars, so anything can kill for both sides here. Anything.
Yeah, just one touch. Oh, and checks the dash forward. Marviso's gonna take it 2-0 over Itachi's Legacy, going into winner side top 8, the fight against Crouch Fierce.
All I can say, folks, is if you guys are interested, you're newer to the game, or you want to learn Ryu, there was some great footage there by Marviso, just good stuff. And unfortunately for Itachi's Legacy, just a little bit too good for him, but he's still alive. He's going to move on to the loser side of the bracket.
Yeah, not out of it quite yet. Has a couple of matches to go before we figure that out. We don't quite have another match lined up. How's that going?
Okay. You know, the one thing about Itachi, he, you know, sometimes he, we've said it to him before, like he is a little bit hesitant to anti-air at times, but the biggest strength that he has is his mix-up games. Like, he definitely makes you guess very well, and it's not obvious guesses. Like his mix-up games with the Buki, to me, is a strength, and so he, you know, not saying he relied on that, but he tried to get it off a few times, and I mean, just Marviso, you could see like in game one there had amazing blocks, and so Itachi wasn't able to get it working, but the times he did he was able to convert that into victories, but just not enough there. The Marviso, one of the favorites to be top, you know, he's usually in top 3 at the Casa. He's looking like a favorite again, just like you said, moving on to face Crouch Fierce. And then Carlos FL took it over Vanilla Chocolate. He is awaiting the next one. Oh, this is going to be on stream. I'm so glad. More Papa Guadi against Diego V.
Yeah, so again, just, you know, more people coming on repping. I wonder who Diego's actually gonna play tonight, if it's gonna be the Ken or the Ryu. I've definitely seen him on a couple of different characters, mostly those two. So it'll definitely be interesting to see who he picks to kind of go in this qualifying match for top 8 to go up against Carlos, last week's victor. So we'll see how this goes. If everybody wants to go back and get them on deck as we go in for the last winner side match that at least me and Jocks will be commentating. Noggin and Box will be commentating. Although we will get some of the losers bracket on deck, although some matches are taking a little bit to complete.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. Like you said, it's a question: is he gonna go with Ryu or Ken? I'm not sure here. I did notice that as soon as that the Flexo costume came out, that's when I started seeing more of Diego's Ryu. And even though they're playing on the same account, very different Ryu from Marvisto's, but his Ken is no slouch. He takes a character with not the best fireball, and he develops one of the best fireball games I've seen in the country. So I'm kind of curious to see who he's gonna rock here. It's gonna be Ryu.
Yeah, he's rocking the Ryu, and I think one of the major differences is Diego V will really kind of sit and be patient. Like he chooses spots on screen where he's going to do something, and then once he has kind of like forced in your brain, like, oh, I'm going to do this thing at this range, he'll dash in or give you a different look with like a forward fierce or something like that to kind of see what you're going to do.
Okay, as we're getting settled here, about 15 seconds in, Papagoy lands the bullhorn and he gets a good Oki. I'm kind of curious to see how how Diego's fireball game is going to work against Birdie. You know, Birdie is a character that is very good anti-fireball techniques. He has the bullhorn. It is a little bit nerfed, just like that. You know, a little bit of action there. He also has EX bullhorn. The few characters that have frame 1 armor outside of V-Trigger.
Yo, triple dash into uppercut. I love it. And then had the meaty situation to beat the wake up armor, but didn't get the rest of the confirm. So that's going to get him gripped up on a ton of damage here. And that's going to be game 1 to Guadi.
Yeah, and in that situation, you know, you block medium bullhorn, that's going to be a true guessing game. He's +2 and he's in command grab rate, just like that. Guadi is playing that meaty.
Yo.
It's so good when you have a character that can land the critical art from an overhead.
It definitely looking solid. Big reversal out of Diego V, wanting some space here, but going back to this fireball game, which you know Papa Guadi is going to eventually react to with that bullhorn, so you got to be really careful.
Yeah, very careful is right. They did nerf it, just so you guys didn't know. They nerfed the fireball invincibility, so you have to be a little bit better with your actions than you used to.
Yeah, but right now Papa Guadi just knows he doesn't need to go too far forward. He can just let Diego V kind of throw a bad fireball eventually and get in, but tried to take a big risk there, not getting much off of it. And now you see Diego, instead of throwing fireballs, dashing around now a whole lot, mixing up, you know, again, what he's going to do.
Ooh, the jump jab, catching in the jump in. But the dangerous thing now is the EX bullhorn. It's going to be a good activation start. Okay, he's got to punish. Go punish!
Well, just a fireball instead. Too slow to get the punish there. Now Diego was locked down in the corner until the EX fireball, but backing himself up there as well. Nice anti-air, then gripping him up. Game 1 to Papa Guadi.
It's the second round in a row that he won with a throw of some sort. Papa Guadi looking strong, but I think going back to that EX bullhorn V-trigger activation block, I think Diego was just unsure, just like I am myself, unsure of the spacing and the punishes. It could be dangerous to whip a bun there in front of Birdie like that, but don't blame him for just trying to go for something safe like a fireball.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it does give you chip, and so it's definitely looking good, which is what you see Diego V at least trying to force here in this neutral. Like, even a block fireball is a good fireball because, you know, good damage and everything, but a lot of times these fireballs are costing him a ton of life and an Oki situation where he gets pushed to a corner, and he looks pretty rough in those spots, but able to fight out here.
Getting the fight out here is right. Papa Guadi about to tie life. Oh, just to get over. EX Bull Revenger is the right choice there.
Yo, but I like that EXCP both hits connected as well. Some good damage, but out of V-trigger now. And you know Papa Guadi is just waiting for a closer fireball so that he can bullhorn through, but can't be too patient.
Yeah, and if he gets the bullhorn, he gets a pretty good combo from EX Bullhead. Okay, never mind. He uses the bullhead.
The fireball didn't kill.
Oh, and that's just so hard. That's so hard to deal with. The walk up frame, crouching like a walk up, crouching like a rinse repeat, working out for Diego.
Yeah, and you can really see that Diego choosing to kind of throw fireballs a little bit further away or a lot closer. Less fireballs in this mid-range where you see a lot of Papa Guadi reacting to him. Instead of just trying to like dash forward or just walk back and forth and bait it out. But in the corner, you don't have that opportunity to walk and move around the same way. Getting locked down.
Oh, just missed on the anti-air. Diego landing a big, you know, for Ryu, that's a big combo, right? A big meterless combo for, you know, the solar plexus.
Yeah, big solar plastic strike, and now looking really solid here. Another back throw, another dash forward. Okay, we're trying to keep it started and then just backing up, tossing fireballs again. Yo,
no!
yo, I thought he was just gonna empty jump and punish the attempted DP attempt, but instead wanted that V trigger activation off of EX Bullhorn. That's gonna cost him the rest of the game.
Yeah, and Diego V got, really fortunate there. The Papaguati went for that antic of empty jump EX Bullhorn, trying to armor through something. He armored through the uppercut, but still in whiff, and Diego V was able to capitalize on that. And just like Papaguati capitalizing on this, and Ryu is already in the corner. Time to guessing correctly.
Yeah, and it looks like Papaguati's a little bit upset about that punish that he missed. Just taking it to Marviso in this corner right now. Yo, you can't even escape with the backdash. There's the stun. Does he have enough to kill? I don't think so, but gets the mix.
Oh, and still lands the overhead, man. That, even though that overhead has been nerfed season 1, to me it's still one of the best. You can combo from it easily, and it has good range, and it's pretty fast.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty rough.
It's pretty rough here. Diego, oh man, and it's pretty rough. Papaguati getting good usage of the Bullhorn in a combo. We don't really see that too often. And he gets the Papaguati special.
Yo, yeah, got the double up as well. That's the stun, and definitely has a ton of damage here. Leaving nothing on the table, closing it out. Nice.
Man, and it is Renaissance all over again for Birdie Boys here. This character getting out of the limelight recently, and we are back. Birdie, all he had to do was just get that purple hair, and he makes it into top 8 here. Well deserved, well earned here by Papaguati, and I'm excited to see him move on into top 8 here. Some good play right there.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty solid. Pretty good showing from both those players, although Papaguati definitely had Diego V's number towards the end there. So it was looking pretty rough. And now we are pretty much all down into losers, where we have Nightmare Effect, who will be going up against Conky. But, some of the people that are still down here in losers, we have Adenon, we have Vanilla Chocolate, aka Tommy Two Steps, Shinakuma versus Indala, aka Hardman, Diego V, of course, who we just saw. Itachi's Legacy and Metro M will also be a top 8 qualifying match. And then the winner of this match that we're about to see will fight against Shadow Ace. So we'll see who. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, if you were Shadow Ace right now and you're waiting the outcome, you have to kind of think of that as a competitor. Like, you have to be ready for whoever you have to face. But if you were Shadow Ace, who would you rather face out of Nightmare Effect and Kaki Shidinko?
Yeah, it's hard to say because. I think Boxer versus Ed is worse, but that's a nice story match. Sometimes you just want the nice father-son bonding moment.
Exactly.
And then with, Falk, I believe Kaki and Shadow Ace played in a different tournament not too long ago, or maybe it was a different Falk player, and it went down to the wire, like with Shadow Ace. Putting in a ton of work and just not quite able to, maybe not feel entirely confident in the match. So it's tough for me to say who I think Shadow Ace would prefer here.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I just wanted to see what you say, because that is definitely a tough question. And just like politics, I'm asking the tough questions here. It's a tough question after you guys says, who do you think is going to take here between Kaki Shidinko and Perfect? I think the favorites can be Nightmare Effect. I think that, as Falk, you kind of have this game of wanting to keep the opponent out with your pogo stick, whatever stick you want to call it. And, Boxer is just going to bully his way in. And I think that's just my prediction. You're going to see what Kaki Shidinko has ready.
Yeah, I'll definitely follow up that thought. A Boxer can definitely start, tearing Falk a new one, but there's definitely a spacing for it. It can be a little bit difficult to get things started in this match, and then of course Falk still does have an EX reversal that you have to watch out for in situations.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, the boxer, you know, he has some pretty good normal answers. Doesn't really have an EX reversal, so maybe if Kaki gets to land some of those stomps, it's gonna be a little hard for him to deal with. We're gonna find out. Oh, okay. True to his word here, good gets good damage. In the corner is boxer. Hold these plus frames.
You got to remember the shotgun release is pretty good, but here's the activation out of Nightmare Effect. We're going to the other corner. You know it's true. Grip him up on the reset.
Oh, there we go. Reiki Schneiki, letting him know that hey, you can't bully me forever.
Yeah, and I said that earlier. You always have to be aware that there's the EX reversal. Didn't respect it the second time either. Now Nightmare Effect about to lose. What can he do here in order to close it out? Oh, missed the anti-air. Just was a couple frames too late. That's going to give round one to Kaki.
And that's like one of those things, like if boxer, you know, if you have the reactions to land the medium up smash, you actually get a juggle off it, but just harder to do. But yeah, Kaki Shadinko here, you know, leading the charge here, going into the schools, the anti-bullying techniques is working out here. But you know, going into those schools, elementary schools, you know, the anti-bully, stop bullying. How do you stop the bully? By bullying them yourselves? It's just the tactic here.
Yeah, absolutely. Another good crush here for Kaki, but now here's the opening that you know, Nightmare Effect kind of needed, trying to work his way in the second time after the throw. He's just not quite getting it. Nice EX reversal, now one touch.
And what a reaction there. Jeez, look at this good damage, and it's gonna be, and that's good. No!
Yo, mash it out. Still not respecting the reversal. No way, dude.
Was that a drop combo there on the overhead? Nightmare Effect did?
I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember.
I saw the overhead, my life flashed before my eyes. I was in the hospital bed, and then I saw Nightmare Effect on his back there. So I think he dropped the combo there, and it just unfortunate for Kaki, you know, mash it out when in doubt, and it worked out there. Frame kills there.
Yeah, and it gave him the throw too, pushing to the corner, but not really able to get too much else. So there's the anti-air. I like it. Spins the mirror and look at the corner. Got the shimmy too.
Oh, okay, not dropping that overhead combo.
One more for the stun. Oh, but no, guys, gonna get V-Trigger activated here. Plus frames, look at them all. When you're gonna tag, no, you're not.
And great patience there by Kaki using the corner. Working on this comeback. It's still a possibility. Oh no!
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna seal the deal this time. You finally see Nightmare Effect slowing down, letting these EX reversals whiff.
The possibilities are endless at Disney, but we are far away. Not working out here for Kaki. Okay, target combo working out, and here we go. Kaki back in the corner. How's the bullying gonna work for Balrog? He's going in. There we go.
All right, nice. Yeah, I was gonna say nice anti-air, allowing him to lock down this corner a little bit more. And even just backing up to a range where head stomp will be a little bit more of a hard read for Kaki to try to take, and then going for the anti-air attempt. But that does open him up to get anti-aired with the up blast, or excuse me, the air blast. But yo, he dunked into the overhead. Did I see that right?
Yeah, he dunked into it.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage to hold up. Gripping up one time, one touch. What's it gonna be? Backing off.
Like this. And you know, here's the weak part. So one of the weaknesses that Falk has is how is he going to open the opponent up, you know, 4 frame slow buttons, doesn't have an overhead. How is he going to open up this character?
Yeah, really just waiting for Nightmare Effect to make a mistake, but none happening. Nice anti-air.
Yeah, Nightmare Effect there. Playing like a nightmare indeed. You know, how do you get in? How do you start the offense there? And no answers, says Nightmare Effect. You're going to have to try again in Game 3. So guys, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. You can be Aneros, but you're here with Nog in a box. No,
Yo, Nog in a box. Yo, I love my name that mixes well with pretty much everybody here. Just like how Kaki's trying to mix up Nightmare Effect real good with the stomps, but not having it. He's just pressing all of his buttons anyway.
Pressing buttons is right. Oh, I'm trying to get through there. Kind of a weird, your character is an air fireball. It's kind of weird to B-skill with Balrog, but he gets in, and yeah, he's in all right.
Yeah, definitely taking as many plus frames as he can get here. You know, kind of stutter stepping forward, seeing how Kaki's going to respond. And so far, hasn't been too many buttons out of Kaki, and just allowing Nightmare Effect to kind of get in there. But big reversal.
Strikey Snikey, I think he's about 5'6" there, landing those.
Yeah, and the activation out of Nightmare Effect on, I think it was like an overhead that hit, definitely doing some good damage there, and is able to take himself to match point here. Will he be able to close it out there? Does Kaki have something else to say?
And he's trying to say a lot here, representing Canada. How is he going to get started? But man, it was kind of interesting earlier, just like that. How I was about to speak on that effect. You know, Balrog is very good anti normal, but you know, with the stomp, you know, able to pause just a frame longer, able to beat that anti. So has to make Balrog do the correct anti.
The tabs are actually getting a little bit ridiculous. Another good option that Falca has is, you know, the jump air fireball does also change your jump arc a bit differently than the dive, but so far Nightmare Effect not letting that small damage that he's taken from those jump mix-ups really affect him, just getting a ton of good damage here with the EX meter.
Oh, and he
Yo, he reset with the overhead again. Yo, you gotta block your dome. Oh my goodness. So Nightmare Effect's gonna move forward. He gets the fight. The other one of Bison's little minions that he tried to get started in this game lore-wise, and that's gonna be Shadow Ace with Ed.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one, but man, Nightmare Effect letting you guys know that there is a buy one get one off sale on the overheads, landing both times. Great work there, and unfortunately for Kaki Shadinkel, he is out of the tournament, and he's gonna have to try again next week. But good showing. This is a tough bracket. Even getting to lose this round 4 is not an easy feat.
Yeah, top 16 is still pretty good for people here. It definitely means that you know what you're doing, but have, you know, some more stuff to go to grind out and really make it there. But let's see, you know, who's really going to make the toughest grind and get into that top 8. Will it be Shadow Ace or will it be Nightmare Effect? Boxer versus Boxer, Master versus Student. Just in terms of lore-wise, Boxer did train Ed all the way up, so definitely looking good here. He goes, what's up with all these PS4 people in the lobby? And where are my PC boys at?
Let's do this.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so the last match that we're going to get pre-top 8 here, ladies and gentlemen. The last you'll see of Nog in the box for tonight at the very least. We'll see if we ever get to make a, you know, a follow-up debut, or it's not a debut the second time, but like a little, you know, like a follow-up pair up again. See how it's going to work out.
Hey man, you know, sometimes sooner or later, I mean, King Kong faced Godzilla in the 70s, and they're gonna face off next year. I'm excited for that movie. We're gonna probably face off sooner than that, but this is gonna be a good one here. Boxer versus Ed. If I'm correct, I think, you know, in the story, Boxer loses to Ed, but in the game, that's not how it goes. Just Boxer's bully attempts. You know, the bully game is going to work here, but not if Shadow Ace has anything to say about it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. And are they matching colors? Maybe just a little bit, like white and yellow, and like gray, blue. It's looking pretty tight. I love the match, but right now Nightmare Effect getting a pretty strong start for himself. He has corner control early.
And you know, I can see that it's making sense for Nightmare Effect, you know, repping Louisiana, FGC, you know, a little bit of LSU into the colors, but Shadow Ace, you know, from Atlanta, I guess, showing off for LSU as well. So, yeah, go LSU, I guess. Unfortunately, I'm a Gators fan, not working out. But speaking of Gators, Shadow Ace trying to get the chomp on here, but it's not working out. Got the chomp on some EX brush punch in the face, in the corner.
Yeah, Nightmare Effect definitely has those jaws hard shut here, getting everything he needs here, keeping the pressure after the V reversal up, and is able to close out round number 1.
Yeah, so that was kind of like a weird back and forth battle, but I think that sets the tone here. So it's Nightmare Effect telling Shadow Ace, you have to find another approach because it's not working out so far.
Yeah, definitely. Now you can really see Nightmare Effect just spacing himself very well, making Shadow Ace a little bit antsy, you know, trying to jump or dash in these rougher situations. Is now just closed the gap, locking down in this corner.
Oh geez, the sweep just missing out, but okay, raw activation there by Shadow Ace. Follow, nothing. Oh, bite
Yep.
on the bait.
Yeah, building some space here. Right, almost pushing to the other corner here, but minus on that. And my goodness, Nightmare Effect was trying to push a little bit too many times. EX reversal out of Shadow Waste, but not for long on the pressure. Activation now for Nightmare all the way to the other corner, coast to coast.
Coast to coast is right, just like you are commentating right now on this southeast action going on. But here's Ed. How's he gonna make this work? That's the character known for the biggest comebacks, but it's possible now. Getting a little bit closer, he's got a chance.
Yo,
Not-
but just the stagger forward. So like he staggered backwards, staggered once when he walked forward, and then walked all the way in and just gripped him up to close out game number 1. Looking really solid, Nightmare Effect. Definitely has the momentum riding right off of Cocky going into this match.
And you know, I haven't said yet. I wanted to say it against on the soccer match earlier, but having good walk speed is definitely a privilege in any fighting game. Having the good walk speed in a game of different walk speeds is a huge privilege, and Nightmare Effect shown why.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it, especially coming from. I just blanked on the character names, but you know, you can definitely feel it as a Nightmare Effect is moving in and out here. You know, really looking to make Shadow Ace whiff because he thought he was in a different range, but a miss on the crush counter combo that's gonna mean that Shadow Ace gets another life to live here.
Yeah, so Shadow is asking Nightmare Effect, are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? Are you feeling the Psycho power? Oh, and he V reversals right through. That's one of the weaknesses of that V trigger one. Now it is gone. He has to win fair. There.
He can spin through the V skill, which I think is what he's tried to do every time so far. But Shadow Ace usually doing quick V skill, try to get a little bit fancy and charge at that time. Not a great effect for him.
Non-great effect. You know, this character is kind of a bare bones character, I think, Ed. And so, like, anytime you try and land something fancy, like, it's something to watch out for.
Grips him up one time. Unfortunately, can't side switch on that, so just has to kind of keep Nightmare mid-screen here. Find these counter pokes just little by little.
And here's a good start. So, you know, a jumping combo could kill Balrog here. So Ed just having all those resources is kind of dangerous here. And so I think he's going to back up. No, that's going to hit him.
Yeah, what a waste of the V-trigger meter. Now getting pushed back to the corner. Nightmare Effect smelling blood, putting a lot of pressure on.
So Nightmare Effect, I mean, excuse me, Shadow Ace, we haven't really seen the V reversal to get out of the corner. Okay, yeah, I don't blame him here. Using your bar ensures that Balrog is going to not win this round. I like it from Shadow Ace. It was getting a little bit hairy for him there, so I don't blame him for using all that bar to go on.
Yeah, I mean, spend it while you got it. It's better than trying to save it and going out of the tournament, but you can just see Nightmare Effect kind of throwing stuff out here. He went for, you know, round start, low rush, and then went with the follow-up to be like the overhead that Shadow Ace challenge, but it's just been gripping him up in the corner. One more for the stun.
Oh, great frame killing there on Nightmare Effect. You know, even though he whipped the overhead on the quick rise, on the slow rise, it's still working out. Man, Shadow Ace is going to need a thought and a prayer. THOT, there we go. Nightmare Effect moves
Yo,
on.
let me tell you, no thoughts in your brain as you're getting duffed by Boxer in the dome like that. And yo, looking solid, able to close it out, you know, the same way against both players, right? Both Cocky and Shadow Ace just not stand blocking these overheads that cause them so much life issues. But again, that's going to be the end of all the top 16 matches that we're going to see. Make sure that you guys are going to stay tuned for top 8. And while we are taking this little bit of break, make sure that you take the time to go check out the Match Reno. Use coupon code Casa SF524, add 50 cents to the pot. Do the sponsor quest. You know, check us out on YouTube. You know, watch a match in the downtime, stuff like that. But Jox, how you feeling tonight? And you liked everything that I brought to the table, everything that we saw?
Of course, man. Anytime I hear your voice, it's always a good time. And just like it's a Friday night here at Casa, it's always going to be a good time. We had plenty of good matches. And great part is they are not over. There's going to be plenty more excitement here. Carlos, FL, Papa, Guwadi, Marvisto, LI Boys, Crouch Fierce. And we still have some people named in the losers bracket we're trying to figure out. Itachi's Legacy, Metro M, that's going to be a good one. I have no idea who to root for there. I mean, excuse me, who's going to win that one. And then Adnan, Vanilla Chocolate, Ice Cream Time. I like it here. Yeah, this is going to be a good one, folks. And just like he said, If you want to support the bracket, you can hit exclamation mark Maturino, free donations, and donate other ways to donate towards a prize pot. And if you're interested in the bracket, who's winning and so forth, all you have to do, like I'm about to do, is exclamation mark bracket. Challenge link is going to be up for you there. Don't forget to support the YouTube page and just everything that Casa has to offer. We just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my cholesterol-filled heart. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can be in roles, but you're here with Noggin a Box. It's a good time. I just want to say thank you for spending time with you, me, and Noguremi.
Yeah, and definitely make sure that you check me out at noguremi.com or at noguremi on Twitch. And Jocks in the Box, just real quick, where can people find you on the internet?
You could just find me on Twitter, Jocks in a Box with underscores. It's a little bit off on the screen, but you were on at the right place here. Just Jocks in a Box with underscores. You can also follow me on Twitch. I do try to stream more. Try to stream some of that no IQ character that is Honda. If you guys want to see that. Anyways, guys, I just want to say thanks again. I'm going to be stream monstering in the chat just like you all having us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us, and definitely stay tuned for top 8 that's coming up.
All right, y'all heard